My name is Chloe Demesmin O'Neill. I'm in 11th grade and I go to Don Sofer Aventure High School. So, previous to this program, I had already taken like three SATs, and my math scores were always like fluctuating like up and down. And I could never cross that like 700 score barrier. And then, like, I heard about Piece of Pie from like friends who were about to take the program, and then from other friends who had like already taken the program and they had gotten like perfect or really high scores. So I knew that I like had to try it out to help my math score. Before that, I was doing another tutoring program,
Mm.
and it wasn't like as intensive as Piece of Pie was, but it was still like a pretty good program. And with it definitely like helped me improve my score, and it helped me like understand what the SAT was going to be like and what kinds of questions I would be seeing. And then when I finished the entire program, I still needed help, especially like with my math score. So my goal is obviously to get into a very good college because I want like my education to be at a higher level so that like I can just like succeed later in life. And I know that you need like a higher SAT score to do that, but my school itself is very, very competitive. Like we have a lot of high achieving students. And so I knew that I couldn't just like sail past with the bare minimum, so I had to like try to put in the work to do the best that I could do so that I could create future opportunities for myself. I definitely did hear before starting the program about how intensive it was and how much work it would be, but I guess I really didn't understand before that it was like a daily commitment thing where you had to do work for it every single day. But that's honestly what helps the most, and it's really worth it to get the score that you want because school is obviously the primary focus, but if you want to do really well in the SAT, you have to be committed to working on it every single day. With it being virtual tutoring, I honestly preferred that because I don't have a car yet. So it was like really difficult when my parents were working for them to drive me to tutoring every single day. And so I felt like having it online was just the perfect opportunity because I was like able to be comfortable like in my own environment and like still be engaged online. And then with it being smaller groups, at first, like I was a little nervous. I was previously doing one-on-one tutoring, but when it's like a group setting, I think I preferred the smaller groups because that was still very like focused. I was able to be like answered all my questions and really understand the material. And, and I never felt like I was taking away time from somebody else because it was just like we were all learning together. Definitely. I at first I thought that it was gonna like take forever and it was gonna be really, really boring throughout the entire time. But they do give you a break, which I'm really appreciative of. And they're pretty like relaxed with what you do during the meeting. Like I was able to like eat my breakfast while still like paying attention and doing my work. Um, I think the biggest thing with the time is just that you gotta like go through it. You have to put yourself into that headspace. Like you have to focus for these 4 hours, and then after that, you're done. You can do whatever you want. And so I think while it is a really long class, it was helpful for getting like through everything that you needed to in just 9 weeks. It would be really overwhelming to go through like everything at once, but the important thing when you're learning one by one is to always circle back to like what you learned previously, which is exactly what the classes were doing. Because with the homework, you would learn each topic one by one, and then you would review all of them with the classes. And then at the end of the program, you had review classes where you would review from like beforehand and you would also learn new things. So it's all about like going in that order, but also like doing a cycling of what you have previously learned, what you're now learning, and just blending those two together. So I actually liked that they were young because I felt like they were closer to like the time that they took the SAT. They know exactly what we're going through and like they're easy to talk to, you know? When throughout the entire like Zoom meetings, the 4 hour classes, they would always like when we were finished working, they would ask us questions about ourselves. They would get to know us. It was like a really fun time. It wasn't just about learning, and it was about also like meeting other people, which I thought was really nice. And I never had a bad experience with any of the tutors I had. And like I got cycled through a couple, and then of course with the review classes, you get different ones as well. And they were always really knowledgeable, which was good. Like if you have any concerns, like just know that they know their stuff. In the math, I was able to get a 790. So I went from 660 to 790, which was 130 improvement. So of course, I'm obviously very happy with my result. I'm very proud. Like I know that a 790 means I only got one answer incorrect, and I just love the idea that like I was able to know all of those questions for the math and apply my knowledge of what I worked so hard to do throughout the program. And so it's like really meaningful for me. And I know that now I can achieve anything I want to without having to worry about my SAT score holding me back. I think specifically, like when you go into a program, you rely on what the program is giving you, like what the tutors are doing, but it also takes a lot of personal dedication to apply those concepts to really like understand how it works so that any question you see on the SAT, you recognize it, you know how to answer it. And that's not just with attending every single class. You have to be focused, engaged, and really like try to learn what they're trying to tell you.